What's up, Funkheads? Another year, another SDCC hunt day, the biggest hunting day of the year. And I actually did better than I thought I was going to do. Because since I started collecting pops, every year has been more busy with more hunters, collectors, and scalpers. Just a lot more people. And yeah, Funko has upped the amount of pops they make, but not all that much. I remember a few years ago, at Hot Topic for example, and GameStop, pretty much any exclusive you wanted, you'd be able to get it even if you didn't get there right when they opened. Last year and this year though, you have to get there very early. Depending on your area, sometimes an hour before the stores even open, just so you can have a good spot in line. So more and more I find it easier to also hunt online the day before, at stores that I know their websites are a little easier to get pops from. The first store this time that I tried to get something from was FYE. All I really wanted was a Scented Stinkor, because it's an obscure, cool Masters of the Universe character. I had the toy as a kid, and I don't have any scented pops. I kind of really wanted that one, it's very unique looking. But FYE was having major problems with their website. Every step in the ordering process was just a headache. I finally gave up after a while. Wasn't able to get him. Amazon never went live on Thursday. I believe they had put their pops up for pre-order like a couple of weeks ago. I had no idea. So I was shit out of luck on those two. Really wanted their Thor and the Edna Jack, but yeah, didn't know about the pre-order, so missed out on those two. Toy Tokyo is supposed to go live sometime this week, next week. Who knows with them? I think that they announced that they are going to put some of their pops online. It's going to be very hard. I don't have my hopes up for that. Maybe I'll get lucky because I think all four of their pops look pretty good. I especially want Ram Man and Tarna, but we'll see. I finally did have some luck from Walmart. They only had one exclusive this year, and they shipped it out pretty quick. Walmart isn't the best at shipping pops. They're usually damaged when I order from them, so I hate when they get exclusives, but this might be okay. It's a little tight, of course. Looks like I got very lucky, though. But if this box would have taken a hit, this would have gotten damaged because it was very tight like this. I mean, you'd think that instead of paying for these bubbles, they'd get some loose paper or some bubble wrap and just put the pop in this way in the box. So, you know, can move around, but with a little bubble wrap or a little paper, you know, it'd be safe. But instead they go the risky route, kind of force it in like this because it is super tight. But, you know, it's Walmart. They're not a pop purists like us. But this is Killer Moth from Teen Titans Go. I really like the Teen Titans pop, so happy to add any villain to my collection. Really cool one. So next up was Hot Topic going live. And Hot Topic is definitely the easiest place to order pops online during SDCC. That's how it's been in the past. This year, right at 9 o'clock though, the website did slow down a lot. More than I've ever seen it slow down. Sometimes there was little errors, had to kind of refresh. Wasn't as fast as it usually is. And I do suspect it was because of that Super Saiyan Broly that everybody wants. It's not one that I particularly wanted, but the exclusive Dragon Ball pops does tend to bring out the Dragon Ball fandom in droves. And I don't blame them. Those Dragon Ball exclusives almost always go up in price quite a bit. I mean, even the common ones hold their value. And of course, everybody knows about that Planet Arlia Vegeta that's over $1,000. And when I've gotten Dragon Ball pops in mystery boxes before, they go up in price too. Like I have that metallic blue-haired Vegeta. I think he's over $50 now. So yeah, I feel that's why the website was slower than usual. That said, I was able to get everything I wanted relatively easily. And here's Valkyrie from Thor Ragnarok in her warrior outfit or warrior armor. She looks really good, and what I like about this pop is that it's completely different from the other Valkyrie. I mean, it's not just like a new body, the same old head, or the same old head and a new body. These are two completely new sculpts. And it looks really good. Really liking it. And here's Goose. It's either Goose or Gus. I think it's Goose. I think that's what the two little dots over the U. The way you're supposed to say it, I don't really know. Maybe one of the Europeans can tell me. But yeah, this guy is really cute. I was a little worried about how they were going to do those eyebrows and the whiskers on his nose on the flocking, but it doesn't look too bad. It's nothing like that Lorax that they put out. That looks horrible. But yeah, this is a really cute pop from a pretty cool comic. And I like buying pops like this because I want them to make more things like this from graphic novels and, you know, a little less mainstream things. And yeah, he's got a great design on him. Also, I do want to say that what I like about this pop too is that this wasn't one that was like released in the regular set and they decided to double dip by making him flocked for SDCC, right? I hate when they do that. And here we have the Black Lady from Sailor Moon. I think these Sailor Moon pops are some of the most colorful and some of the best sculpted pops in my collection. I mean, these hair sculpts are just amazing. And so is the body sculpt. And the paint jobs are usually pretty good on them. These look really good all together. And here's Cad Bane from the Clone Wars. He was a bounty hunter, a really cool one. Kind of heavy, I think it's that hat. Feels pretty solid. Which makes me curious how, because I know the Star Wars pops are bobbleheads. So I'm going to pull this one out because I am curious to see how that head sits on the body with the bubble going on. And yeah, it's pretty straight. Liking that. Really cool detail in this one. And the Star Wars pops are usually painted really well. I feel like Funko sends the bigger licenses like Star Wars, Marvel to the really super good factory. Because usually the paint jobs are flawless on them. I mean, look at the details in the body. Painted very, very well. Yeah, and that squawking you hear, that's my bird. I have a parrot. And around this time of day, she's very loud, especially when she can hear me in the next room, and I have her locked up in another room. She feels like left out. But yeah, that squawking you hear, that's her. Also, the night before, I was able to order Lady Olenna from Box Lunch. She was pretty much the only one I wanted from Box Lunch, so I was happy to get her. If Margot and Richie from the Royal Tenenbaums were pops, I would have got them, but I really don't want to start collecting any new figures, because I feel like you can only collect so much. So I like to stick just to 2 or 3 items that I really like at the moment. But hopefully in the future they make more Wes Anderson pops and not just vinyls. There was nothing at Target that I wanted this year, thank God, because I hate giving Target my money when it comes to pops. And that was pretty much it for the night before. The next morning, my game plan was to get to Barnes & Noble nice and early, because last year I got screwed out of one of the pops I wanted because I only got there about 40 minutes before they opened, and I was way back in line and didn't get that scare glow. So this year I wanted to get there a little early. But I also wanted to see what was going to go live on the Funko shop. And the very first day, Sam and Gil went up, which are Spastic Plastic characters. And I really like the Spastic Plastic characters, so very happy I was able to get those. I'll also mention that on Wednesday, I was able to get that glow-in-the-dark alien Captain Crunch. It went very, very fast. I want to say within 3 minutes. Put him in my cart, waited in line, got him. Same thing with Gil and Sam. Was right there when they went up. They sold out in about 5 minutes, but got them in my cart, waited for a couple minutes in line, and checked out, no sweat. The next couple of days, there wasn't anything I really, really wanted. I mean, I wanted the Crunchberry Beast, but it wasn't a big deal if I couldn't get him, and I did miss out on him. I kind of overslept. But then on Sunday, I got up nice and early, started refreshing 5 minutes before 7:30, because I really, really wanted that Nux Pop Ride, Taika Waititi, and the Matthew Patel and Demon Chick pop. Especially that Demon Chick, I think it's really cool looking. So I'm refreshing. Taika Waititi goes live first. Like, I couldn't even see the other ones. I'm like, oh shit, you know. I put him in my cart. I use Amazon Pay to check out because it's faster. I'm in line, and 3 minutes goes by. I'm like, man. So I open up another window to try to get the other two. And I put Nux and the Scott Pilgrim 2-pack in my cart. Try to check out there, and they start putting me in line. The Taika Waititi, After about 5-6 minutes, eventually went to error, so I knew I had missed out on him. And then on the other one over here, it hit me with a inventory problem or whatever it said, like inventory, whatever it said. So I was like, damn, right? So I go back to the cart and I see that only the Scott Pilgrim pack is in my cart. So I figured that Nux had sold out, so I just got the 2-pack. And the 2-pack, it felt like it was on there for at least 45 minutes. Because I do like to check back and see how long it takes things to sell out. So yeah, as soon as I placed my order there, I headed over to Barnes & Noble, like literally within a minute, right? And while I was waiting in line at Barnes & Noble, that's when I was checking, right? So it took about 45 minutes. So I got to Barnes & Noble around 8:10, 8:15. So about 45 minutes before they opened. There was already a very long line. And I started getting flashbacks from last year. I started getting a little nervous that I was going to miss out, especially if Barnes & Noble didn't have a lot of pops. And I was already a little triggered because my friend texted me and she goes, "Good luck getting all your dolls today." And like, I was like, God damn it, dude. And like, I don't know about you guys, but man, does it like really annoy me when people call them dolls. Try to make me feel like a douche. But anyway, right? So I was already like, man, I don't want to come back empty-handed without my dolls, you know? And I don't know if you guys watched my SDCC Hunt Day video from last year, but last year, man, my fellow pop collectors were unshowered. They had the worst breath in the world. This time was a completely new story. Everyone was looking fresh, being friendly, no shit breath. And I was actually standing by 2 really cool dudes. You know, we started talking about pops, of course, and what are our coolest ones, and just really, really cool people. And we got to talk about our dolls for a while. So the manager comes out and says, everybody can get 2 pops of each style. So us, close to the back of the line, were like, shit, man, 2 pops of each style. Like, I remember last year they had like maybe 4 of the Tick and 4 Scareglows, man. We're screwed, dude. So finally the doors open up. We're filing in. We're getting a little nervous because the table that they had the pops on, it looked like a shitty little end table. I was like, are you serious? And we're looking, man. We don't see any Kraglins. We don't see any Pepe Le Pews. We see a shit ton of Ant-Mans. And I mean, that's one of the ones I wanted. But I really wanted Kraglin, Pepe Le Pew, and Ant-Man, okay? So we walk up. I grab Ant-Man. And he looks pretty sweet. His mask looks a little bit crooked. They all kind of look that way. And I know some of these classic Marvels, some of these classic Marvel pops I've been putting out, haven't been the best sellers. I do remember seeing a lot of these on the shelf for a long time, and some of them aren't very valuable at all. They actually lost value. So I'm happy they made this an SDCC exclusive. Might help it hold its value a little bit more. Might go up in value. It does seem they made a ton of these though, because there were just a lot of... Camera turned off there. I have it set to, I think, 25-minute videos. But yeah, I thought there wasn't going to be very many of them. But yeah, in hindsight, of course, there's going to be a ton of the Marvel pops. You know, it's a Marvel pop. So I kind of realized, like, oh yeah, of course there's going to be a ton of Ant-Mans, you know? So yeah, he was pretty easy to get, right? So I'm looking closer, and there was one Kraglin, like, on the ground in the middle, because they had this little end table with pops on top, the 2-packs down here, and then right in the middle, there was, like, one Kraglin. I was like, oh god, I hope it's not like super damaged or something. So I reach in there and grab it because, I mean, there was this dude, like, come on, man, like, just taking forever. I just kind of reached around him. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, dude, but you're killing it here. And I grabbed this Kraglin, and luckily he was in perfect shape. His paint job is perfect. Happy about that, right? But the 2 dudes that were behind me, they're like, damn, man, like, I really wanted, you know, a Kraglin, a Pepe Le Pew, right? So one of the guys that I was talking to, he sees the manager standing there, and he's like, hey, man, do you have any of those Pepe Le Pews left? Like, she goes, yeah, let me check. And she walks behind the registers, and I kind of stuck with him, and so did the other dude. She comes out with just 3 Pepe Le Pews. She goes, oh, there was 3 Pepe Le Pews left. And I'm like, dude, right here. Hands me one. Good thing that guy spoke up. I don't know if I would have spoken up. Maybe I should more often, but because he spoke up, we each got a Pepe Le Pew, which was awesome. And we felt kind of bad because there was people in front of us that didn't get one. I mean, they were like in line, and you could tell they were like, oh, dude, what the hell? You guys got to, you know, yeah, we did, because, you know, homeboy here asked, and she had 3 more, like, so whatever they didn't fit on the table, they had the big shipment box with 3 of these guys left, which was perfect, so we each got to have one. So yeah, who knows if those other people would have spoke up, or if he wouldn't have said anything, wouldn't have got this guy, but he was one of the #1 ones I wanted. And she also pulled out one more Kraglin for the dude. And the coolest thing, man, see, sometimes pop collectors can be super greedy, you know, trying to get, like they can be like dogs with 2 bones, right? They got 2 bones, you don't got one, and they'll still keep both of them. They don't care. But the dude that got it, like all 3 of us got in line, he realized that the other dude wanted a Kraglin more than he did, right? So he just straight up gave it to him. And I was like, dude, that is so fucking beautiful, man. You just gave up that pop. You asked for it. You got it. But you saw that this dude wanted it more, and you let him have it. Really, really a cool move. Oh, you just give him the Kraglin? Yeah. That's dope, dude. Alright, so after Barnes & Noble, there was no need for me to go to Hot Topic, because I already had what I wanted. And instead of going to a GameStop there at the mall, there was about 3 of them in that area, but I knew that every single hunter from Hot Topic and Barnes & Noble was going to go line up there. And sometimes GameStop does not get a big selection. They may have 20 of one that nobody wants, and like 1 or 2 of the really highly sought after ones. So I took the gamble, drove about 20 minutes out into this tiny little town where I went to the GameStop last year and there was only one guy waiting. I drove out there, I get there, there is nobody there. Not a soul. I grabbed myself a little coffee, I just chilled in my car, waited till 10 o'clock, walked right in, and was able to get the only Dustin that they had. They only had 1 Dustin for the entire store. So I really lucked out with this guy. He looks really cool. That is one of the most epic hair sculpts I've ever seen on a pop. Really happy to have gotten this one. I feel like he's going to go up in price quite a bit. Maybe not as much as that Steve, but it seems like they didn't make that many of these unless that my GameStop is like bogarting them or something, but I don't think so. The dude that was there is actually kind of cool, and he doesn't do that kind of stuff. Like, I've gotten to know him a little bit, and yeah, he doesn't seem like the type to hoard these. And I also did hear that other GameStop only got 1 of these. So, super lucky to get this. My plan worked. So, yeah, guys, like, if you have GameStops, like, on SDCC, if you need to go to GameStop, it's well worth going out of your way a little bit. You definitely improve the chances of getting what you want. Was also able to get Iron Man Mark 1 from the movie, and this guy is really super detailed. I want to take a closer look. Yeah, look at the sculpt on this guy. Really awesome. One of the coolest scenes in any Marvel movie. Really loved watching him make this suit. Look at that. Some of the best detail is on the back. Love when they don't skip out on the back details, even though, you know, you don't see that as much as the front unless you take it out of the box. Really cool. Really like the helmet too. All the little dents. Painted perfectly. Really a great, great pop of one of my favorite characters. And I also got the Red Hood. They only had about, let's say, I want to say I saw 4 Red Hoods there. So it doesn't seem like they made too many of these. I have a feeling this is another one that's going to go up in value. People have wanted a Red Hood for a while, and he came out really good. Really like him. I kind of want them to come out with the original Red Hood, like where he's wearing like a tuxedo, and he's got the shiny, like long, like red, like it's not even a hood, it's like that helmet thing. If they made that chrome, put a cape on him, that would be a really cool looking pop. But loving this one. Super happy I was able to get it. And the guy goes, hey man, it's a buy 3 pops and get 1 for free. So I was like, well, let me get that Conan O'Brien. There was 3 of them. I think all 3 of them were a little too similar, so I didn't get all 3. I got the one that I thought was the coolest because it's, you know, it's in between the superhero one and the suit one, right? The suit one's, it's cool, right? It's just Conan O'Brien. But I really do like the one of him revealing the C underneath. Kind of like the Clark Kent pop. I think it is the best looking one. So yeah, got this guy for free. Not bad. And that's about it. I don't think I'm missing anything. Oh yeah, so from entertainmentearth.com, I got the Playboy Penguin. I wanted the Hellboy too, but I mean, I already have a couple Hellboys, including the Chase. Not sure if I'm that big of a fan of a character to add just another one. And I don't know, Entertainment Earth has got to do something about their shipping. Like, the more pops you add, the more expensive their shipping gets. And I was like, okay, I can get Playboy Penguin, pay their $5 or whatever their shipping is, $20 pop, okay. But if I added Hellboy 2, the shipping went up to like $8, and then I'm like, oh man, like now I'm spending like $45 with the taxes and everything for 2 pops. I'm like, oh, I don't know, you know? So I just got Playboy Penguin, which makes me happy that I got both of the Looney Tune pops. Alright guys, so that was my SDCC haul. Still got a couple things on the way. Got most of everything that I wanted, except for those big long shots like Taika Waititi, those Bruce Lees from Bait, some of the Toy Tokyo stuff, which I'm probably not going to get. But overall, not bad. Let me know in the comments below how your experience was, how packed your stores were, or empty, what your favorite pop in your haul was. Kind of tough for me. I'm really liking Pepe Le Pew, Kraglin, Dustin, probably the most. But I think I'm going to have to say Pepe Le Pew. I love the Looney Tunes. He's a classic character. Even though nowadays, I don't know if they wouldn't have Pepe Le Pew up there with Harvey Weinstein and stuff, you know, in a big Looney Tunes Me Too moment. Because that fool straight up stalked, harassed, fondled, and kissed that cat without permission. I mean, that guy, he was all over it, man.
And so, mon chéri, we can do away with the dull preliminaries and make love right away. We can spend the rest of our lives making love. We shall flee to Capri. Hello, baby.
Who knows if that cartoon would work nowadays, but, you know, Funko still made them. Still happy to add them to my collection. Probably my favorite one. Alright guys, thanks for watching and take it easy.